Hey, Eliza, you really are going to marry Peter, aren't you?
Of course we are. Why are you asking me such a thing? I already told you that he proposed to me and we got engaged.
That was half a year ago, and yet Peter hasn't come to our house even once. We haven't scheduled dinner to meet his family. Are you even making any preparations for the wedding? I know I may be nagging you, but I'm worried.
If you think you're nagging me, you should have kept it to yourself. Peter actually already came to our house to say hello, and we just had dinner with both families last week.
What? He came to our house? When? And why wasn't I informed of the family dinner?
I'm sorry, April. I didn't want to introduce you to Peter and his family. That's why I scheduled them on days when you were out of town.
Oh no.
The wedding preparations are going smoothly, so no worries. Things are progressing steadily without you, April.
Wait a minute, Eliza. Why do you not want to introduce me to Peter and his family? Have I done something to make you hate me?
It's just because you're not my real mother. That's all.
What?
I haven't told Peter that you and Dad are a remarried couple. That's why it's troublesome if you show up in front of him.
Why haven't you told him about our remarriage? Remarried families are not uncommon nowadays.
Even if remarried families were common, it would bring up unnecessary questions. Like, if I still get along with my real mom, or why she left me in the first place. I hate being asked such ridiculous things.
I see, but it's not like we're doing anything wrong. I'm sure Peter and his family will understand your feelings, so I think you should open up to them about it sooner than later.
It's not that easy. What if they think we're a family with issues and break off the engagement? If they find out I was abandoned by my real mom, Peter might dump me, thinking I grew up without knowing the love of my parents.
I don't think that'll happen, but even if they say such things, you can just talk back and tell them that's not true. Tell them you have a mother who raised you for 20 years and that you grew up with plenty of love. If they still say unkind things to you, then it's better to break off the engagement.
You've got to be kidding me. Peter is the best man I could ever hope for. He's a doctor who graduated from a famous university, and his family is very wealthy. I can't lose someone like him. I'm determined to marry him.
Then more the reason you should explain to him about me and your family. The longer you keep it a secret, the bigger the problem will become. It's not like you can keep something like this from him forever. You'd better confide in him soon.
Oh, shut up already. I have my own way of thinking. You're not even my real mom, so don't get carried away giving me advice. You're just an old lady who lived in the house for 20 years.
What?
Anyway, don't do anything unnecessary. If you tell Peter without my permission, I'll hate you for the rest of my life.
2 hours later.
Excuse me, is this the correct number for April? Eliza's current mother?
Who is this?
I'm sorry for suddenly texting you. My name is Ellen, Eliza's birth mother.
What? So you're Jesse's ex-wife?
Yes, that's right. I heard that Eliza is getting married. I wanted to talk to you about that.
About the wedding?
It's more like asking you a favor, I guess. Could you tell Eliza not to contact me anymore? No matter how many times I tell her that, she seems to think that I'm only saying it out of respect for you, and keeps on contacting me.
Well, I don't quite understand what's going on here. Could you explain things from the start?
Of course, I'm sorry. It must be confusing for you to hear something like this out of the blue. A few months ago, Eliza contacted me directly and told me that she was getting married.
Oh, Eliza told you herself about the marriage?
I was surprised to hear from her, since we hadn't spoken to each other since the divorce. But I was also happy that she went through the trouble to contact me. So I said, "Congratulations," and wished her good luck for the wedding. From that day on, I started to get many texts and calls from her, asking me to meet her fiancé and also to show up for the family dinner to introduce each other's family. Lately, she's been asking me to attend her wedding.
Really?
Oh, of course, I'm rejecting all her requests. I think it's disrespectful to you if I get involved in her life like this.
Wait a minute. Did Eliza really invite you over to meet her fiancé and even to her wedding?
Yes, she did. I told her to ask you, April, to show up for such important events instead of me. But no matter how many times I told her, she wouldn't listen to me, saying she wants her birth mother there.
I'd like to confirm something. Aren't you and Eliza on bad terms?
What?
I don't mean to be rude, but you abandoned Eliza, right? You left Eliza, who was still in elementary school, and got divorced with Jesse out of the blue. I can't understand why she would invite you just because you're her biological mother.
Well, it's true that I filed the divorce papers without their permission, but those two are the ones who kicked me out.
What?
That's why I'm so confused by her sudden change of attitude. After treating me so poorly, she suddenly tells me that she wants her biological parents to be at the wedding. I'm actually quite annoyed by her attitude, trying to use me for her own convenience.
Wait a minute. Those two kicked you out? I heard you suddenly neglected housework and childcare and just left.
Is that what they told you?
That's what I've been told for the most part. Eliza always says I was abandoned, and Jesse also says that Eliza's personality has become twisted because of his ex-wife.
I can't believe they twisted the truth to their convenience and made me the bad one. Well, it doesn't matter now, does it? Anyway, I don't want anything to do with her marriage, so please tell Eliza so.
Wedding day. Eliza, what the hell is going on here? The staff refused to let me in the wedding room and turned me away at the reception desk. They said they didn't have any seats for me.
Sorry, April. So, can the fake mother please leave? Sneak out and leave early so the groom and his family won't notice.
Fake mother?
I wanted to invite my real mother to the wedding. Then, I won't have to tell him about my parents' remarriage, and I can cover things up rather well. So, since you're in my way, please get out of this wedding venue. We don't need you here today.
Eliza, I told you that much, but you still haven't told him about our family?
There's no way I'm going to tell him something that might be risky. I want this marriage to be an absolute success.
Before that, the wedding will most certainly be a disaster. Even if you turn me away, how can you be so sure that your other mother will show up at the ceremony?
Of course she's coming. I sent an invitation to my real mother, and she said yes.
What?
Even though I haven't seen her in over 20 years, I guess mothers want to see their daughters' weddings. Dad also said he would fully cooperate with me, so there's no problem even if you're not here.
I can't believe even Jesse said that. What the hell do you things think I am? On the contrary, I raised you for 20 years. Are you saying that you don't mind if I don't get to see your wedding?
It's totally fine. I've never thought of you as my mother.
Oh no.
You're just a temporary replacement. Without my mom, we needed someone to take care of the house. That's why Dad decided to marry you. I never once thought of you as my mother.
Eliza, do you really mean that? I'm not asking you to consider me as your real mother, but I've raised you as my daughter for the past 20 years. I've tried my best to help you and Jesse. Yet, how can you say such a terrible thing?
You are so annoying. So why don't you just go home, you old hag? I'm inviting my real mother to the wedding. There are no seats reserved for you.
Fine, I'm leaving.
Bye, old lady. Go home and watch TV, you old hag. I shall enjoy the wedding with my real parents.
It's going to be a wedding of despair, though. Well then, enjoy the wedding.
Huh? What do you mean by wedding of despair?
You'll have to experience it for yourself to know what I mean. I'll just go to a fancy restaurant to get lunch, so bye. 30 minutes later.
What should I do, April? My real mother didn't show up for the wedding.
Oh, I wonder why. I thought you sent her an invitation and she said yes.
I can't believe her. She didn't show up on time, so I called her, but she won't answer. And just when I thought I finally got a reply to my text, she says, I'm not going to the wedding because I don't want to.
Oh dear.
Can you believe that? I went to the trouble of inviting her to my wedding, and now she's skipping out on it. And yet, she's not sorry at all. She said, don't just assume I'm coming when I haven't even responded to your invitation. She skipped out on the wedding, but her attitude is so defiant.
She didn't reply to you about her attendance? And yet, you thought she was coming to the wedding?
You would think so, wouldn't you? She's the mother who gave birth to me. What kind of mother would miss her own daughter's wedding?
I think it's time you gave up.
I, your birth mother, shall not go to your wedding today. What? Oh, you must be surprised to have your birth mother text you all of a sudden. I couldn't bear watching April like this, so I borrowed her phone. Are you Ellen, my real mom who gave birth to me? Yes, that's right. And now, I just met up with April at a nice restaurant. We're about to have lunch together. So can you please not interrupt us? Wait. What's this all about? Why are you and April having lunch together? It's my wedding day. But you skipped out on it to have lunch with her? I already expressed my intention to be absent from the wedding. You just interpreted it differently, right? Wait, I really can't understand the situation. Why would you two have lunch together in the first place? You're my birth mother, and she's my stepmother. You're my father's ex-wife, and she's his second wife. How did you two become so close? We've never actually met in person until now. So, today's the first time you saw each other? Eliza, you've been contacting me so many times that I was getting fed up with it. Then, I got a call from April. She told me how she got kicked out of the wedding. So, I took the plunge and asked her to join me for lunch. That's how you decided to have lunch together? I mean, how do you guys know each other's numbers? I did my best to find out April's number in order to ask April a favor to stop you from contacting me anymore. What? No matter how many times I tell you not to, you keep contacting me. I told you I didn't want to get involved with you anymore, but you just ignore my feelings by saying, you're my biological mother, so don't say such horrible things. You don't have to worry about April. I got fed up and contacted April directly. Wait a minute, you contacted April directly? Don't tell me you told her unnecessary things. Oh, what do you mean by unnecessary things? The fact that you invited me to the wedding and the family greeting dinner instead of April? Or even though you explained to April that I abandoned you, the truth is that you and your father kicked me out and forced me into divorce? Oh no! Could it be that you two are hiding the truth and using April as a convenient housekeeper? I hear you're describing me as a woman who abandoned housework and childcare, when in fact, I have devoted myself to being a full-time housewife and took good care of you. But you both disrespected me and kicked me out. Wait, please. Please don't tell April about that. I'm sorry, but she already knows all about it. What? She contacted me a few days after I first contacted her. She asked if I could tell her a little more about the details of our divorce. I heard that Eliza's twisted personality is due to you running away from your family. But I have a feeling that's not true, is what April said. No way! And you explained to her everything that happened between us? Yes, I told her things from my point of view. That your personality was twisted from the start, and it got even worse when you started making fun of full-time housewives. The fact how much I wished Jesse had stopped you, but he was so determined not to have his daughter hate him that he sided with you and started looking down on me. And that I still hold a grudge against you two. Oh! April took my story seriously, and she also told me how different the story was from the one she had heard. You and Jesse are both very good at making up convenient stories for yourselves. Well, April believed those stories all these years, and she's been raising you for 20 years as your mother. But to kick her out of the wedding? You haven't changed at all since the divorce. It's a good thing I didn't go to such a daughter's wedding. Don't say that. Please come. I'll apologize for the past later. So please, don't be so mean as not to come to my wedding. Why would you say such a thing when being my real mother? I wish I could have said the same thing to the old you. Why would you say such mean things when you're my real daughter? The days when you called me a useless old hag. The days when you treated me like a housekeeper. I'll never forget them, and I'll never forgive you. Oh, no. Well, enjoy the wedding. We'll enjoy each other's company while eating a nice meal.
10 minutes later.
Please, April, please come to the wedding. Peter and his parents want to say hello to my mom. I can't fool them anymore, so come quickly.
Why do you need to fool them? If it's my stepmother, she's not here because I kicked her out of the ceremony. My biological mother hates me so much that she refused to come. Just tell them so.
How can you say such a thing? You know, Dad is standing next to me apologizing too. He says he's sorry he didn't help you in taking care of me.
It's too late for that. I know he was off for kicking me out of the wedding.
Well, that's because I told him.
There it is, again. That attitude of his, unable to disobey his daughter. I'll say it out loud now, that I was frustrated with his attitude all these years. When I talk to him about you, he'd just say, it's my ex-wife's fault, so you'll have to tolerate it, and end the conversation. He should have faced his daughter, not run away making excuses.
What happened to the kind April I know?
She disappeared into the far reaches of the universe.
What?
Until now, I have believed your stories, and I have done my best to support my family. And yet, not only have you treated me so poorly, but you even tried to use Ellen so to benefit you. You and Jesse are no longer worthy of my kindness and devotion. I have decided to divorce Jesse. Tell your dad I'm divorcing him.
Divorce?
Now, neither Ellen nor I will be your mother. Therefore, we are not obligated to attend your wedding today. Do not contact us ever again.
Oh, no, wait. I don't care if you divorce Dad, but please help me with today's wedding. It's your daughter's wedding. You raised her for 20 years. You don't want to ruin it, do you?
Let it be ruined. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Ellen and I are about to have a champagne toast. After that. As for Eliza's wedding, Peter's family finally decided to question her. She confessed everything, including the fact that they were a remarried family, and that she had kicked out her stepmother and instead invited her birth mother but was rejected. As a result, the wedding was called off, and the groom, who was told the whole story in detail, said, "I can't get married with a person who has no respect for family." And Eliza was to cover the entire cost of the canceled wedding. As for myself, I divorced my husband Jesse soon after that, and started sharing a home with his ex-wife Ellen. We got along very well at lunch the other day, and became good friends. It has been an unexpectedly interesting experience, but we have been enjoying our time together. Thank you for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Otherwise, please let us know what you think in the comments section below. Please subscribe to our channel. Your ratings and comments will help us in the future. We also have many other inspirational videos. Please take a look at the videos on our channel. See you in the next video.